Hey, hey, hey. No theme music, it's just me. Hey, hey, hey. No theme music, it's just me. Hey, hey, hey. Maybe I should get some theme music. Hmm. I wonder if I should or shouldn't. Who knows? What's up, y'all? Thanks for checking in. This is the Real World Homecoming LA Season 2. Man, this was my era, y'all. This was my era. I think I graduated right when this came out. Wow, y'all. That's how long it's been, okay? That's a trip. That's a trip. I'm glad to see how mostly everybody came back. It's good to see how well they've looked and just to see them overall. It's a mess, y'all. The big, big, big mess of the whole situation. David and Tammy and Beth and Irene. Yeah, it was, mainly David and Tammy, but we'll get to that. We will get to that. Man, I can tell you, I started watching reality when the Real World season 1 aired. Now, I think I was fresh out of high school or in 12th grade. Anyway, I'm class of 92. So, yeah, that Real World season 1 with Heather B., Julie, Kevin. Ooh, forgot the rest of, forgot all their names. But anyway, I recognize them if I saw them in a lineup. Yeah, that was my first experience at watching reality television. And I wanted to be on TV. I said, oh, that looked fun. We could do this, do that. And, I was young, didn't, have nothing really going on and, kind of floating through life a little bit and going to school, taking classes and just trying to figure it out. Man, the good old days. No real responsibilities, child. Now I'm good and grown and good. Woo. Mm. Anywho, Real World LA. Interesting, y'all. Interesting. So let's see how we can get into some things regarding Real World Homecoming Season 2 LA. Let's see what we can do there. Ooh, let's get it going. So here we go. Real World Homecoming Los Angeles. That's them back in the day, y'all. Look at them. And that's them now, child. As you can see, 2 folks is missing. So let's get them out the way. All right. I had that boy's name written down. Was it Brian? Somebody in Dominique. I remember that. Anyway, we wish them well. Moving on. All righty. So moving on, as I said, let's move on. Here we go. Beth S, I think. Who is this? Beth S? Beth A. Beth A. Yeah. Beth A. She came on the scene with a gangster link. I'm just playing. Okay, so she came on the scene and immediately liked, just chill chick. And I remember her. She looks hella different now. We all gained a little weight. Dyed her hair, has some kids, got a man. She's, as you can see, her first appearance was strictly uh gay. Oh, wait. Well, I think she said she was lesbian strictly then, but that's besides the point. Now she is, I guess, queer, and her child or children is transitioning into um, her or his own. I'm sorry, I forgot. I think it was a girl. Forgive me if I got that wrong. But I'm just really concentrating on Beth and her interactions in the house. But just to see kind of how that whole situation, how it transcended in with her children or her child. So, now she can help her child or children go through things that she's very much familiar with. Okay. And that's a good thing when you're a parent, when you can give your child or children something that is so familiar to you, and you can really help your kid, and not just tell them or have them go to a therapist or have them figure it out over there and over here. I think that's awesome. And I really, really hope her kid is successful and everything, because her kid was really emotional, but I'm sure things will work out because Beth is a cool chick. Like, I saw her then, and she's progressed into a more well-rounded individual, especially when it came to the racial conversations. She is on point, she's woke, and it's appreciated that someone other than, the kinfolk is up on game when it comes to racism and what should and should not be allowed or even said in the company of people. Sometimes what we say is misconstrued and taken for something else, or it could just be direct. Bottom line is we need to start respecting each other a heck of a lot more, no matter the difference. If it ain't for you, ain't no need to showboat on it or condemn it. Everything ain't for everybody. You know what I'm saying? So that's that on that. But I really do like Beth A. She gives a, not a different perspective, but a more cleaner perspective to the bunch, because we have certain folks with certain mindsets in this group, closed mindsets in this group, and she really helps to open the eyes, and you would never guess whose eyes she helped open, actually. One of the so-called quote unquote hippies of the group, Glenn. I was shocked because Glenn seemed so, what do you call it? So, I guess a little woke in a way. He wasn't that typical, uh, white person who has these things on the brain, and it may come out where they're trying to say something, but it comes out where they thinking something wrong, but they're trying to cover it up by saying something. You know what I'm saying? Even with me describing it, it's as ridiculous as it is happening. Okay. But anywho, Glenn was kind of cool. We'll talk about him in a little bit. I like Beth A. Good. Big ups to her. Oh, speaking of, okay, conjured up. Next on the block is Glenn, like I said. As you can see the difference, okay. Glenn gave a good perspective as well. He had some tragedies with his loved one, and I feel kind of bad about that. She passed on, and he's very, well, I wouldn't say very, but he's not as open with that part of his life. Glenn was, pretty cool guy. Not everybody has, the mindset to not engage in certain things or say certain things, even as a descriptor of the situation. And that came up a little later when, of course, the race thing came up, um, explaining how the people around me say this and say that. We know what this and that is, but you don't say it. Like Tammy said, you can describe the situation without having to say the word. You can say it, spell it in a way, or anything other than saying it verbatim. And I agree with Tammy on that. But yeah, Glenn, he's pretty cool. Um, he's a good guy, and I wish him well. Bye, Glenn. John, country singer, Big John, Big John. Oh, Big John, Big John, Big John, Big John, Big John, Big John. Anyway, Big John, pastor, I think, ministering to folks where he at, and his singing career never got off the ground, but he did a few, things here and there back in the day. But he is a virgin. Excuse me. He is a virgin, and his mind is stayed on Jesus, and can't nothing, no girl or nothing deter him from sin and den of iniquities. I hope I'm saying it right. I'm just trying to be funny. But yeah, John ain't giving it up. He ain't trying to get nothing. He ain't trying to give nothing away. Good for John. You know what I'm saying? Nothing wrong with that. You ain't missing out, brother. It's all the same, pretty much. I'm not a man, I can't say, but hey, been in one, you've been in them all. Talking about men. But yeah. Big ups to John, because it sounds like he's doing great things at home. Um, he's, helping folks out and just being a good guy. And that's wonderful news. You don't hear a lot of that, especially with entertainers and things, or unless they just keep on the hush. They really promote all the foolishness. But people like John, he seemed to be cool. I don't have no complaints out of John, other than, letting things go on. But at the same time, they have to let folks be folks and have it out with folks. And so I get it. But ain't no but. I get it. Big ups to John. I hope that everything that he wants comes true. He never got a chance to make that record hit or what have you that he wanted. So perhaps he can now, with all the entrepreneurship and abilities that, which is cutting out the middleman nowadays. He may be a recording artist next week, child. Who knows? See you, John. Woo, Tammy. Tammy Roman. Tammy Roman. Tammy. What's up, Tammy girl? We've seen you a lot. Yeah, girl. We've been seeing you for the last 20-something years on TV. 30 years now? Shoot. How long it's been? Yeah. But yeah, this Realworld was a trip. And just like 20 some odd years ago, she was, the mess continued, okay? But I do appreciate how Tammy has grown in her maturity. Not all the way, but I have seen her take accountability, appropriate accountability, for what she did to Keisha on that show. and also what she did to David. What happened on this show with David back then was horrible. I watched and I said, "What in the H is going on?" I didn't say H, but I said he didn't do what folks is saying. He relatable did. What's that word? Relatably did. Is that the word? Relatably. Did I make something up? Let's see. Uh, as they tune, flash back and forth and whatnot. I don't blame David at all for how he feels about how Tammy and Beth S and Irene let let stuff linger for years, almost 30 years. That man has been through hell and back and looked like he kind of midway got thrown a banana peel of hell and the other foot ain't. I mean, Tammy looks good polished, but they both have aged. They both have been through things, and we know some things, more. Maybe we know more about what the things Tammy has been through because we've seen her a lot more. But uh, leaving David pretty much on the curb back then was really messed up. Really messed up because he didn't deserve that. They were all playing around. But for some reason, Tammy let Beth S get in her head. It seemed like to me more so, with everything going on at the time. Plus, everybody laughing, giggling, hey, he, don't see my panties. But I mean, listen, they're all kids and whatnot. It really went left, and I'm glad that Tammy took the accountability that she did, but she still, how can I say this? She still feels a way that, okay, because David was wrong by pulling her across the room playfully, and everybody knew they were playing, because Tammy has a body dysmorphia type of situation going on. She's still harboring ill feelings towards David, treating her like that. In her mind, it was different from what reality was. So, like David said, had I known I would have been coming into a house with somebody with these type of mental issues, he would have done something different. And that's a fair statement. I really don't think Tammy should have let it linger this long without absolutely clarifying. No, it was nothing like that. It was real, real playful, but she couldn't because of her of how she sees herself with that whatever disorder, dysmorphia, whatever disorder. So, again, she's still being unfair, unrealistic to David, explaining it, expecting him to accept what she's saying, but this 30 years, boo boo. I mean, it's however many long it's been, you know, life has not been kind to her. And we all have seen the evidence. David either. But since we're talking about Tammy right now, at some point she's gonna have to let that go. She takes that with her everywhere she goes with that superiority attitude because of how she feels about the situation. But I think this is an example that maybe her mind don't work in the manner it should when it comes to situations like this, especially when she has the skewed mental abilities, if that's fair to say, Now, one thing she did do that I like was call her husband when David was, too much for her. You know, um, I don't like it when men and women go at each other to the point where he's disrespecting, what is that word? Just very, lowbrow, and, saying things that could cause a problem in her direction. Now, I'll say this: cut and paste is a mofo. Okay, cut and paste is a mofo. But what was visible on television was bothersome for me. And yes, had I felt how she described her feelings were, yeah, I would have called a husband. Hey, David over here talking at the side of his neck. No, he didn't touch me. He didn't touch me. No, no, no. But maybe you should come over here and just, have a man to man conversation. You know, I don't blame her because, it is what it is. And so many years have gone by, and, you know, he ain't happy, and she don't know him. And that's perfectly fine because she don't know him. But she know her husband, and I know that's right. Huh. I know that's right. If it's a problem, it's gonna get handled. Now she ain't trying to have a man, jumped on them like that. Just, you need to, stop it with all that because that's too much. That's too much. So I get it, for the sake of her feeling comfortable around a man, even though it looked like Tammy don't have no, but hey, hey, she got these dysmorphias and whatnot. No telling what else. No shade. I'm just saying. But yeah, Tammy Roman. Yeah, she a trip. Irene, the cop, who also was mixed in with the mess with Tammy and David and Beth S. Irene. So she was getting married on the show. I think she was married before. So I think that was her second marriage. We saw her get married on the show. I think she may be in her third or fourth one now. Girl, get it. Okay, do you. I wasn't really impressed by Beth. I did not appreciate how she handled that situation with Tammy and David. Now, she was the resident peacekeeper, literally and figuratively. She's a cop. I may have said that wrong. Peacekeeper. Oh, yeah, they keep the peace. Well, supposed to. But she engaged in the foolery and whatnot. Oh, I was gonna say something else. Anyway, I didn't appreciate it. She should have exerted her authority in a better way than taking up for the wrong side. I think there's some prejudice there and why she did it. And yes, at the height of all of this show at the time was, some heat going on in LA, and we all know what that was. So, it's fair to say that she had a preconceived notion, a predetermined mindset, because a lot of us, I mean, let me tell you something. So many of us were talking about this, going up to school or what have you. Those of us who, watched the show, and it started to gain momentum. And the more we talked about it, I swear, it's like 99% of everybody I knew that talked about it was like, David wasn't wrong. Nah, that ain't right. And why didn't the cop do something? Yeah. So, there, you, and still is a cop, I think. It's like, what are you there for? You're supposed to be the one to keep the peace. And instead, she engaged in the mess. And I don't appreciate that. I really hate when people abuse their authority when they do have authority, and when they, let stuff go because they have authority. taking the wrong stance because they have authority. That's not cool. And I believe that's what Irene is about. Um, oh, I could say something, but I'm not. I'm not gonna go there. No, I mean I don't hate Irene, nothing like that. I don't like it. When folks abuse their authority and other people suffer because of it. It's not cool at all. At all. Bye, girl. Speaking of bye, girl, Beth ass. Still that same mindset that gets the gas face. I don't, she, ugh, she still has that same attitude, and she's, what is that word? Patronizing to the hilt. I don't blame David. Again, David has his gripes, fairly so. I mean, ain't nobody cleared his name. She didn't bother clearing his name, but she's the one who brought up that word. No one else said that. Then she said it first. Then Irene was saying it. I'm like, what? This ain't got nothing to do with that. They were playing. But, it's messed up. And, you know, this one here was a part of it, the main one. And she is getting away scot-free. Of course, you want people to feel how you felt with all the hurt and sorrow and whatnot, but you may not always get that. Vengeance ain't yours. But it makes us feel good when we know someone is paying for hurting you. But this chick here, nah, I'm cool on her. I really don't think she added any benefit. I mean, even Tammy was like, fake, and she was the main one defending Tammy. But I know how that is when you defend somebody for someone, and that someone turns on you, and it's not you know uh, gracious, or just trifling. And I really do think Beth S is trifling. I really do. Bye, girl. David, they did you wrong, man. They did you wrong, man. They did you wrong. I agree with you. They did you wrong. I don't like it. Not at all. Not at all. I mean, I mean, it's messed up. This man, again, everybody has aged, some gracefully, some not. He and Tammy kind of aged similarly, in my opinion. I think because of what Tammy allowed to let live for so long. Even though others said I think it was mainly on Tammy to clarify his name, clarify the situation. I mean, all these years, you would think she would have matured long time ago to do so. Even the women in his family is on go. They like, what? She said something? What? They got keys in hand because, I mean, they've seen how she's moved over the years, and it's probably validated how they've perceived her and felt all this time. And that was one of the reasons why I think she called her husband over there, because David was talking to a woman or insinuating, Tammy's wig can get snatched. He got women in the family that want to get her and all. I'm like, oh, okay, well, I don't blame him, but I don't think ain't nobody gonna get got. But then again, I don't know his family. Shoot, could be, who knows? But yeah, David was done wrong, and he had a great career ahead of him. But wow, I really do hope that he gets some more or better retribution. I don't know what word I'm trying to think of. Not too good on finding words tonight. I hope David gets what he needs and gets what he wants and what's coming to him, because he's lost out because of that. Like he said, right when he returned from the show, it was all on the news. Hey man, he trying to book gigs and trying to get in and secure something. Then right in the middle of that, hey, was you on TV dragging some girl across the floor? And ever since then, like he said, he's had a string of bad luck. Maybe some substance issues. But I mean, it's messed up. You know, it's really messed up. But it is what it is. Maybe all right. I think so. What you think? They gonna be all right? I think so, for sure. You know, I really enjoy watching the Real World. Even, part one, I mean season one and season two. Um, and then all the other reality shows came in and everything. But it's pretty cool though. It's pretty cool. I really liked it. It's on Paramount. Thanks to Paramount. Thank you to Paramount for, getting it done. That's a real good production. It wasn't, too, what do you call it, suspenseful, or, you know, um, it was pretty good. It was pretty good. I liked it a lot. It clarified some things, and I'm glad they were able to get off their chest what they needed to. We always like closure. For the most part, we always do, just to seal it, put it away, and that's that. But yeah, that was Real World Homecoming. It was pretty good. It was pretty good. I hope we have some more productions similar to that. But anyway, thank you guys. Thank you for tuning in, and let me know what you thought. Did you watch it? Do you have any specific things that you have quirks about, or you say, I know this, what you got some complaints, anything? So let me know. Drop it in the comments, and um, see you next time. Thanks for coming by. Like, subscribe, and see you. Bye.